welcome back to Glow Up with Shelly. I'm so excited about today's eyeshadow Saturday video. So I'm playing around with the new Huda Beauty Empowered palette. I'm so excited to be trying this palette out with you guys and doing this beautiful transition look that I have here. I almost call it like Foxy Eye, Fire Foxy Eye. I think that's what I'm gonna be calling it because I just love that Foxy Eye look, guys. It's super cute. Okay, so if you can see, this is a gorgeous palette. There is a lot about this palette that's special and that's unique. I have some criticism of this palette as well, so it's not like I'm like, oh, this palette's just so great. I do have a little bit of criticism, so let's talk through this palette real quick. So we've got some beautiful colors in here. We've got a couple of your high shine wet metallic colors, and that's gonna be the color Bold Move and Charisma. Those are gonna just pop off your eyes. I used Bold Moves for the inner corner color today, and you can see that just pops off of my lid. We've got some crushed gold flake color Limitless right here. It's just gonna give you a really big, intense, bold pop. It's a crushed flake gold, so it's really, really, really highly pigmented and matte and metallic. Got two powder metallic soft shines. Those are just really pretty. They create a nice soft shine. You can do some looks with those. I'll have to show you how to use those on a video because honestly, they really do create some beautiful looks. And then we've got some beautiful gel hybrid eyeliners. These are what I'm so happy to play with. And we've got a color, a dark brown color, Worthy, and we've got a black color. These are gonna give you a nice like gel eyeliner look without being so stark and too much. They've got a nice color to them that's better suited for older eyes. So I really do like this palette for all of that. It's just a gorgeous palette. We're going to do this beautiful transition look with a couple of these fire colors. I really like this. I think you're gonna enjoy this as well. I do have a couple of comments. First, this palette is very similar in some of the colors that it has in here to the Nude Naughty. Your Nude Naughty has a little bit more brown to it, like the darker browns, and does have a little bit more pink to it, but it is very similar. I would say that you could go with one or the other. If you were going to go with one or the other, I would definitely choose this because of those gel liners. I just love that. I am super happy and stoked to be using these today. And I was so happy that they were in this palette because I know that that's gonna make me go to this palette so much more often, even just for the eyeliners. So I do like that. You got a lot of similar colors in this palette too, which is a little bit of a drawback. You don't have a lot of very dark pigmented mattes. You have some very light pigmented mattes actually mixed in. So there's only a couple of dark colors and they're really, really dark. And so that is the only drawback to this palette. This is a palette that would complement another palette in eyeshadow looks though, because there's a lot of beautiful colors to this palette that you can use with any other colors and probably create very beautiful looks. So do keep that in mind. I have a little bit of criticism. That being said, you know me and you know how I love my Huda Beauty, and I had to have this palette. So my fiance got it for me for Christmas. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna come back. I'm not gonna have any eyeshadow on and we are going to do our Saturday eyeshadow tutorial. Are you ready? Remember, this channel is all about glowing up, transformative skincare, flawless makeup, and a lifestyle to match. If that resonates with you, hit subscribe. Don't forget to ring the notification bell. I want you to know when I post future videos. All right, so I am here on camera with one clean eye and I do have my eyelashes placed. Normally I put them on after my eyeshadow, but I wanted to show you guys how to do this look really fast, really easy, and didn't want to mess with the whole eyelash thing. I used to get my eyelashes done, don't anymore. I had an allergic reaction, that was fun. So today I'm wearing the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And you guys know how I like the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I also really love the Anastasia as well. And I do use that, especially when I'm doing like other eyeshadow looks with other kinds of formulas. Huda works really well with the Urban Decay. It sets, it stays all day. It's great. So that is the one that I'm using today. So I'm going to take my Empowered palette. I'm super excited that I have this palette and I am going to show you a look. Our transition shades are Power and Get It. And so those are the two that we're gonna start putting on the crease of our lid. And so I'm gonna take a fluffy brush, and here I'm gonna be using the A25. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that Power. And I'm going to take that along my transition, my crease. And I'm just going to give that a punch of color. And then I'm gonna take that same A25 brush and I'm gonna put it into that darker color, Get It, which is a lot more orangey, and just kind of deepen that transition shade. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more Power, and I'm just going to dance that right up through into my brow bone until I get like towards the top of the brow bone. And I'm just using the most like super light touch, guys. So this is not, you don't want it to be like a smear of color, but you do want it to kind of get darker in transition as you go up. So keep that in mind. You're using a very light touch as you get up onto the brow bone part of your eye. And there you have it, my beautiful transition portion of my eyeshadow look. And then I'm going to go in, I just really loved this color Bold Moves. And so I'm going to use Bold Moves on the inner corner, and you know I go until I get to the eyeball portion. Remember, that's how I achieve that beautiful transition look, is I separate my eyeball into thirds. So this is where one color goes, this is where another color goes, and then this is where another color goes. So I'm just going to use Bold Moves right till I get about there, okay? And then after Bold Moves on that first inner corner, I'm going to use the color Do It. So Bold Moves, then Do It. Do It's gonna be on the eyelid portion. So let's go ahead and do that. You know I like my clean fingers, and I put a little bit on my finger, and then I'm just going to pop it right in there. Be careful not to get anything on your lashes. I'm just gonna pop it right there on the front part of my eye, just like so. And then I'm going to take that color Do It, and I'm going to put that on the lid, just kind of popping it over. This will just give it a nice transition. And I just really make sure to pack that eyeshadow on that top of that lid so it really just stays in place, so you don't have any movement from the eyeshadow. And then I take a clean finger and I just swipe that other color kind of up into that original color. And so there you have that beautiful gold to fire transition, just like we like it. And I'm going to take the color Legacy, and that's going to be our outer corner color. And so I'm going to take a smaller brush. We are going to use the A29 brush by Ariel from the Morphe Ariel brushes, and we are going to pack that color in the corner, just like so. And I like to make like a little triangle almost. And then I like to bring that color kind of up just above that middle transition color. And that just gives it a little bit more depth. And then you know I mirror the bottom as well. So I take my, this is a brush I've had forever. I don't know who does this brush, but this is a thicker kind of pointed brush. This really gets, this Ariel brush, A16, really gets very sharp lines, almost like eyeliner. And I don't want my bottom line to be like that because we are doing kind of like a two line right here. So we're gonna have a thicker line that's gonna go underneath. And so I'm using a little bit thicker brush. So I'm picking up just a little bit of that color, Legacy, and I'm creating almost like an eyeshadow wing. And I'm just going down to that eyeball portion of my eye. If you can't see, right where my eye sort of begins. And then I'm going to take that color Do It that I put in the center of my eye, and I'm going to put that right along the center of my eyeball, right underneath my eyeball. And then I'm going to take that color Bold Moves, that sparkly color, and just pop it right on that inner corner. So I get some of that gold. I got a little bit of fallout. Normally I don't get any fallout from Huda, but if I do, it's really easy to clean up. That's one of the things I love about Huda, is you don't have a lot of that fallout. Just blowing on it a little bit after you pick up some of the shadow usually gets rid of that fallout pretty easily. So I'm going to punch a little bit more of that color on there. Okay, so there you have it. I have one side that is done with that complete eyeshadow look. Put a little bit more of that lid color on. I'm going to pick up my MOTD brush, Stand and Sweep. This is a great brush for blending eyeshadow. I'm going to pick up just a slight bit of that color Power. I mean, literally guys, just a tiny, tiny bit. We can even like tap it. That's how little color we want on our brush. And then I just am going to go in circles, and I'm going to sweep that color kind of out. This is a great brush for blending. It blends colors so well. And I want just to pick up a little bit more color, that Legacy color, that dark color, and just make sure that that's like nice and dark there on that. And then we're gonna just blend out that even more till we have a very bold, and you see how bold that is? That's just super bold. I always take a little brush, and I don't know where my little brush is today, guys. I lost it, and that makes me so sad because that's like one of my favorite brushes. Don't worry, it's somewhere in the millions of brushes I have. I'm really gonna have to do a vanity show, because that's gonna be a great video. So I'm just cleaning up some of that extra eyeshadow along my brow. It's really easy to clean up Huda eyeshadow. It doesn't really make a mess. One of the reasons why I just absolutely love Huda. Okay, so I'm gonna take that MOTD, actually I'm gonna take it, the Come Through Contour brush by MOTD. Again, these are some of my favorite brushes. I just got a set of MOTD face brushes, which I'm super excited about. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that Power, just a tiny bit, and I'm going to go ahead and sweep it up again through that brow bone, just kind of reblending back into what we cleaned up. And the idea is to just give it a nice soft transition from one color and into the brow bone. I mean, that's really all you're looking for. You're looking for like soft transitions, flow. You just want it to look nice and sculpted. Pretty. Okay. So there you have it. You have a beautiful transition look. I'm going to deepen a little bit more Legacy here, deepen that a little bit just by lightly touching just a little bit more intense color right along there. And the reason being is these red brick colors don't blend super well. Keep that in mind. Some colors don't blend as well as others, and you just really have to put a little bit on your brush and then just lightly sweep it in order to give it a good transition look, because you're not going to be able to rub it. It's just not the color for it. You can do that with browns and stuff like that, but the rust colors, they're a little bit harder. They tend to blotch up, so you have to be a little careful with that. Okay, now I'm super excited about this part because remember how I told y'all that it had those 2 gel liners? So we're gonna use the brown gel liner. We're gonna take our A16 brush, and that's the Morphe brush, and we are going to pick up a little bit of that color Worthy. And so that's your brown gel liner color. So we're gonna create an eyeliner out of that. And ladies, let me tell you something. I stopped wearing like eyeliner probably about 43. I still do a little bit here and there, but it's very rare that I wear eyeliner. I prefer to use shadows. And even these gel shadows are just amazing because they don't give, like, they have pigmented color, but it's not so much color that it's overpowering and it's harsh looking. And that's kind of what you're looking for as you get older. You don't want really harsh, dark lines because it makes you look, it ages you. And trust me, I can do my makeup and look older. Like, it does age me too. I'm not 20 anymore, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, you know, I'm glad. I like being the age I am. I had a professor once that was really funny. He turned 40 and someone said to him, 40 is the new 20. And he said, good God, I hope not. So I'm just creating a line that's gonna kind of sweep out. With that gel. And look how non-harsh that line is. I mean, it just looks nice, and it almost looks powdery, but it's gel-like. It gives a nice color without being too much. The way I'm doing it is kind of sweeping it up, almost like giving my eyes like an uplifted look. And then I take that brush, that small little brush, and I take a little bit more of that Legacy. That's that same liner I used. And I'm just going to kind of give it like an up swept shadow effect, like right underneath the liner. And it kind of just gives this like swept up look. And then you have that nice, beautiful line from the liner that kind of follows it out. Okay. Make sure it's on that inner corner. So there you have it, a beautiful look from the new Huda Beauty Empowered palette. Leave a comment in the comment box below if you have any questions, if you'd like me to review a particular palette or do a particular eyeshadow look. I had a lot of fun, as I always do. Thank you so much for watching Glow Up with Shelly. I'll see you next time.